let's talk about baseball on the field.
Yeah, me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Yeah, he's back in the news.
Both are back in the news. The guy on the left is Julio Urias, the outstanding young left-handed pitcher, former Cy Young guy who sat out half the season after a domestic abuse incident. He is still in limbo. He is still on, quote, administrative leave. He is a free agent. However, the LA district attorney refused to file felony assault charges against Julio for abuse of his wife in an argument at a stadium after a soccer game. He threw her against a fence and then he pulled her by the hair. They've decided it is not a felony case. She does not want to press charges. It has now been flipped back to the LA city attorney to see if it's a misdemeanor case. At the end of the day, I think he gets suspended as a second-time offender by baseball. He got 20 games a couple of years ago for a domestic incident. I think he gets 30 or 40 this time, even if he never gets charged. The fact that he was in that situation, and there's all that evidence and people that have testified. So even though he's a free agent, I don't think he'll be back for the first half of the baseball season, even though no charges have been filed. No charge has been filed against that guy, the toxic talent that is obviously Trevor Bauer. He says, I deserve a chance to pitch. You know what? He's 83 and 59, but he's just never showed any remorse. He indicated, yes, I was reckless for what I did. He's never said, I'm sorry for what I did. He's never showed 1 ounce of remorse. He's been at war with everybody. The woman who alleged she was assaulted, the lawyers who said what they said, that he was going to sue, the media who he filed a lawsuit against. He's dropped all those lawsuits now. He's never said he's sorry. So at this point in time, with virtually all marquee pitchers off the board, with the exception of the aces up at the top of the free agent market, no contract. So, John, you tell me.
Well, I'm kind of wondering, like, if you were the owner of an MLB franchise, would you want to sign either one of these guys? I mean, with all the baggage that they bring, is that going to be too disruptive and a PR nightmare and making season ticket holders upset? Or is it worth it, especially when there's such a lack of quality pitchers on the market?
You had to put me on the spot.
Well, you are the king.
Thank you. Yeah. I am the franchise. Get the phraseology correct.
If you were a king, but you are the franchise.
Tough call. I guess I would sign these guys to incentive-laced contracts that are ironclad. There's no doubt there's talent there. There's no doubt what Urias was 2 years ago before he got hurt early last season. There's no doubt what Bauer accomplished. But I would sign them with the understanding, I'm giving you 1 year, $8 million, and I'll give you an $8 million group of incentives. If you stay out of trouble and you pitch 15-6, you'll get all your money and you get to be a free agent because you will have resurrected your career and resurrected your reputation.
Mm-hmm.
You step off the line, you're going to pay me back. If you get disciplined by baseball, you're giving me money back. I mean, Bauer forfeited like $31 million of Dodger money in the midst of this 194-game suspension. So I would offer both of them. Would there be a lot of flack? Yeah, there probably would be some. But at the end of the day, hey, Anaheim, who has signed nobody,
Yes,
Anaheim, 1 year rentals with strict rules about who you are and how you're going to act at an affordable price. Why not? Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, I think Anaheim makes sense, because they're so desperate for talent. But imagine if you were an owner and you took a risk on one of them. Well, why not take the other? Take the both of them as a package deal, because you're either going to upset the fans or not. And if you're going to make that move, go for it. But of the two, who's better?
Oh, I think Julio's got much more upside because he has already proven it. Bauer's rock solid, but Bauer's off center too.
Yeah,
mentally,
for sure.
It's a tough call. But the Angels, as we sit here on a Thursday, they cleared the $30 million from Ohtani's contract. They've only spent $6 million to sign 5 plug-in 1 year rental guys.
What are they waiting for?
I concur. Now, maybe they're waiting to see if it's time to move on these guys, but they desperately need pitching. Could you imagine, though, if they took the gamble? And I think the gamble would work out, at least on the mound when you give them the ball, and they did it with ex-Dodgers. Oh,
Angel fans would be so fired up to have both of those guys.
Okay, so if you're a baseball fan, fans forum, you need to jump into this. Throw a beanball if you have to, or just give me a high, hard one. Would you do this type of contract that I am proposing? From baseball